Today's kids are shockingly out of control. We about to have some birth control. We about to have some birth control. Let's go.
So as you guys might know, one of my favorite types of episodes is where we get to go back and connect the dots on other things that we've talked about in previous episodes. It feels like we're kind of like analyzing the world through the show. We're weaving together our conclusions in a really, really cool way. And today we have to go back yet again. We have to talk about Gen Alpha one more time. I'm not going to say one more time because they're insane.
Buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy one.
So we might have to talk about them a lot more. But Gen Alpha is a generation that is plagued by gentle parenting, the terror of retail workers. If you guys remember the Sephora story, the iPad kids, and this latest viral video sums all of that up in a perfect storm. Before we dive into this though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the comment section channel if you've not already, and of course, ring that notification bell to make sure that you stay up to date on all of our episodes. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I love Walmart. I am a regular Walmart shopper. I also live out in the boonies, so Walmart is the best option for us, and I'm even happier now after Robbie Starbuck got them to get rid of all their DEI and woke nonsense. But that doesn't mean that Walmart stores are completely safe from chaos, bad values, and terrible behavior, which is evident in this video that we need to watch. An appalling video of a young girl running rampant in her local store. Just watch.
Oh God.
Ooh. This is just in the middle of Walmart. Throwing things. Great.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I love these friggin' stupid Christmas cakes. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But boy, did I ever freaking honed in on those. Oh my God, they're so good. And I haven't seen them in so long. I'm gonna cry. Anyways, I would die if this was my kid. I would die if this was my kid.
Oh my God. In the background. Don't touch her. Don't yell at her.
Don't touch her? So you just gonna let her destroy everything? Don't report her. You don't know what she's gone through. All right. So if I've had a bad day at work, I am totally justified to go to Walmart and start throwing shit everywhere. And no one can do shit because they don't know what I went through. Okay, I had a real shitty day at work, man. Someone was on my ass, so I'm gonna throw this wine on the floor. Frick the kid in the background Christmas cake. I'm sorry, I honed in on that Christmas cake. Oh my God. No, I'm sorry, but someone needs to restrain her. I'm sorry. But that's absolutely not I cannot believe that people are just like, nope, no, don't touch her, you can't report her. No, just let her destroy everything. Yes, time to grab the wooden spoon. Yeah, no, someone needs to restrain her because that is unacceptable behavior. Imagine she's doing this and everyone's just saying to let her get away with it, and then she gets older, and then imagine what will happen. Then she'll get like arrested and she'll be like, what do you mean? Why am I getting arrested? It's fine. You guys, I had a bad day. Almost like that one kid at my work for an entire week. Oh gosh, Kitsuya. Oh gosh. Welcome in, thank you for the follow. Seems like Gen Alpha is so bad tempered and nothing is done about it. The amount of people just saying to let her be. Not only is that not fair to others, but if police get involved, chances are they won't give two shits your circumstances. Your ass likely will be going to jail, and you'll probably be charged with something. Yeah, because you can't just go into a store and start throwing shit and breaking everything. You're breaking their stuff that to sell. Kids need discipline. They actually act out like this because of lack of discipline. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're not disciplined, they're not taught better ways to take out their anger and stuff, so they just lash out and do whatever. Katsuya. Poor Katsuya. Especially if violence towards others may be involved, as the state likely will prosecute you regardless of how the place or victims may feel. Yeah. And for someone like for her to be lashing out like this, and then as she gets older, it could turn into violence against people and not just throwing boxes of food and now glasses on the floor. Oh my god. Yo,
brutal,
bitch!
savage.
Freaking biatch! Get out! Get out of there! Oh my god. Literally. What? Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This looks like a Karen in the making. Truth, one. True. Feel bad for the employees who have to clean up the mess. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Nobody is thinking of that. No, just let her have her temper tantrum and throw shit everywhere, and then we'll just tell her it's okay, and you guys have to clean up. Screw all of you.
Savage ranked.
Don't do that to a little girl, is what she said. They literally said she could be the next president. I'm sorry, what? How is that our first response? Like, you are joking. That child is literally out of control. We all saw that. You were standing in front of her, watching her take bottles of grape juice and slam them on the floor. Don't do that to a little girl. She shouldn't be doing that to a store and to property that is not hers. That is the priority here. And why are all of these people standing around her so terrified of acknowledging that or even trying to discipline her? Where's her family? They're nowhere in sight. It is literal insanity. I mean, in what world is that appropriate? And how have we gotten to be so upside down that our response to this, to seeing it in person, is just to stand around and film it and stand back and be nervous about getting...
Yeah, and just like sit there letting it happen. Yeah, where is her parents? Meanwhile, she's just having a temper tantrum, throwing shit all over the place, making a mess, and her mom or dad or whoever is just off shopping in another aisle. They're just like, this is such a great day. I'm gonna go shopping. I work at a Kohl's and I have dealt with this. Oh shit. Oh my god, Kerbo, no. Were they like ripping up books? Or were they just throwing books on the floor? Cause oh my god, I can only imagine. I don't know why the hell my mom I'm possessed. I'm possessed. I just do random twitches every now and then. But yeah, I can just imagine a kid in the middle of Kohl's having like a temper tantrum and they're just sitting there viciously ripping a book apart. You as a bystander can't do anything because it isn't your kid. Like, I think that's what most people are afraid of, but like at the same time, it's like you can just an adult is probably strong enough to safely, gently restrain a kid. Like, you know, I'd let her keep throwing everything, but I'd count what she destroyed and then make her freaking parents pay for the damage. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because her parents should be there taking care of the problem. Not Coles. Coles, it's an Australian Oh. Oh, okay. We have we have a bookstore here called Coles. Oh yeah, okay, I just Googled it. I Googled it. Yeah, it's a convenience store. Interesting, interesting. Alright. The Coles I know here in Canada is a bookstore. Or just call the police. We did it in one supermarket. Yeah, because I mean, if her parents aren't gonna deal with her, someone does. Someone has to. Unless others are being hurt, then you probably should try to nip that in the bud, if able, for the safety of others. Yup. Very true. Very true.
Her to stop. And more than anything, this says so much about our culture and what we value about parents being total doormats and feeding into the emotional whims of their children every single day, which as a result explains a lot about our current society and how we've gotten to where we are. Just brats and crybabies literally everywhere. Somebody commented and said, my parents would have beat the out of me right there in the store and it would have been acceptable by society. We have gotten so weak as a nation. Another person said, remember the good old days when if you did this in a supermarket, your mother would smack your ass in public to embarrass you and everyone would clap. And then again, when you got home to make sure that you didn't behave like a tyrannical brat ever again. I miss those days. Now stupid left white women would call the cops on you and civilized society suffered.
That's true. Plenty of warm memories.
Like literally, like that's kind of dramatic, but also it's not dramatic at all. Like if I had done that, Diane would have yanked me out of that store so fast. I would have been sobbing in the car over the wrath of my mother of what I was going to face when I got home. Like I would be outside.
Yeah, exactly. I think my mom told me of one time where I was like throwing a temper tantrum in a restaurant and she had me out of that restaurant so fast and friggin' took me to the car, and then I was crying even more. And she was like, we're not going back into the restaurant until you shut up and blah, blah, blah. I mean, she didn't like say shut up, but like she was like, you know, not till you are quiet. You can't be crying like that and this and that. And, you know, I finally calmed down and we went back in. But yeah, she definitely just didn't sit there and be like, oh, well, it's, you know, she's just going through a hard time, so sorry, but all you other diners in here just have to deal with him. Imagine.
Hard work and walking the dogs for months, maybe a year, to try to make back the money that I just destroyed at that Walmart. And yet, in this scenario, that's apparently too much. They couldn't even get close to her. They didn't even want to talk to her or say that maybe she should not be throwing glass bottles on the floor of a Walmart. We have to consider what the child has been through. We can't touch a child.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. As an adult, it is your job to guide and direct children. That includes doing the hard things when they screw up and act out. That is how you build decent, respectful adults. And
like we don't know what she's been through, guys. You know, she couldn't get that Barbie that she wanted. She couldn't get the Barbie she wanted, so she's throwing a temper tantrum.
Shockingly, this might be crazy to the people in that video, but children need and crave that structure. It actually makes them feel safe. And based on what we saw in that video, that child does not seem to have those boundaries, which is probably why she's acting out even more. Somebody commented and said, she is begging for someone to care enough about her to give her boundaries and make her stop. Apparently, no one does. Like, this entire thing is crazy, but it's more heartbreaking than anything else because what drove this child to do this? And it's also heartbreaking to see that so many adults are terrified of what could happen if they stepped in. And this behavior—
Yeah, and like, how does she act at home, too, then? If she's doing this in public, how does she act at home?
just causes a ripple effect in society, as you've seen today, because a lack of support and boundaries at home, that leaches into society. If she acts this way at 8 years old in a Walmart with no repercussions, imagine what she'll do as a teenager, as an adult who has never been held responsible or faced discipline in the slightest. I mean, we actually don't have to imagine. You can just take a look at college campuses and see what's going on there. I mean, look at the universities that actually contribute to all of this at the tail end of adolescence, because they are complicit as well. I mean, just imagine the type of person and voter that this creates. Somebody with no self-awareness, no personal responsibility, and this entitled sense of victimhood that has been cultivated over years and years of enabling. That is what we just saw. Someone who literally can't think of anyone but themselves. Someone who desperately needs to pray with Hollow. Guys, Christmas is almost here. It is the most wonderful time of the year. But sometimes, as I'm sure we've all experienced, this can also turn into the most stressful time of the year with travel and work and school and family dynamics, buying gifts, and on and on. And so if you want to stay centered this year and focus on the real reason for this season, one of the best ways to do that is to join Hallow's Advent Prayer Challenge. Hallow is the #1 prayer app in the world, and you can join the challenge titled "For God So Loved the World" and pray every day this Advent. In the prayer challenge, survivalist Bear Grylls and Jonathan Rumi from The Chosen guide you through the book A Severe Mercy, which is a remarkable story of a couple's encounter with God. We'll also hear from Francis Chan and Jeff Cavins, and actor Kevin James will be a part of the challenge to discuss the spiritual classic Divine Intimacy. You'll even hear Advent music from award-winning artists like Gwen Stefani, Lauren Daigle, Matt Maher, and more. This truly will be a great opportunity to experience God's love, mercy, and healing, and to really center yourself on something that is bigger than yourself, which obviously the people in this episode need to do. So do not wait. Head on over to hallow.com/Cooper to get 3 months free. Keep your focus on the real reason for the season. Again, that is hallow.com/Cooper for 3 months free of Hallow. Now, as an even more immediate example, this type of behavior is a huge contributor to our school systems failing. I mean, granted, there's a lot of problems with our school system, but at least there were always good teachers. Teachers who showed up and sacrificed, who made very little money and still poured their own resources, their time, their money, their energy into these kids, who dealt with the ridiculous school boards, who dealt with the teachers' unions, who dealt with the administrations and the parents because they loved these kids and they were called to teaching. Well, not anymore. They're walking away in droves because of the out-of-control children. It is no longer worth it to them. I mean, just watch this.
Yeah. Whatever the reasons behind them may be.
Nobody's getting paid enough to deal with this shit. Are you kidding me?
I felt were unsustainable for me. Quite literally a hostile environment. And yeah, I went to school day to day, disassociating and experiencing panic attacks.
Oh my God,
because
that's horrible.
I could not handle the constant chaos and disrespect and literally putting out fires every 5 seconds.
What?
And so the student behaviors are what caused me to have a mental breakdown and need to leave the classroom.
And of course, there might be people who say, well, she wasn't strong enough to be a teacher. She
Sad.
should have been able to withstand that. No, because what we're seeing, that is
Yeah,
not...
can you imagine trying to teach a classroom and the kids are just literally setting things on fire? Literally? You just have a fire extinguisher next to your desk at this point? Holy. Wonder if the way current generations are raised is also making underlying conditions present worse? You know, yeah, it's possible. Your upbringing, will shape you. So, if kids are just being left to be chaotic, then they're not learning anything that they're gonna bring into their adulthood. At my mother's work, soon to be where I work at present, I went up to this kid and told him to stop. But no, 16-year-old is listening to a small, scrawny boy tip the whole aisle on you. Oh my goodness. Damn. I hope you were okay. I mean, I guess obviously you were okay, but holy shit. Wow. This is like a company. Oh, yeah. Makes sense, I guess, because it's called the comments section. Was he the Hulk? Shelves aren't bolted down to this day. It sucks. Yeah. I guess there are quite a few stores that just... I mean, I wouldn't know because I've never tried tipping over a shelf at a store before, so I don't know if they bolt them down.
Healthy. That is not normal. Teachers expect to go in and have to deal with some fights, maybe some talking back, some bratty kids every once in a while. They do not expect to be physically attacked. They don't expect to be screamed at every day. They don't expect to have chairs thrown at them. There are literally teachers online who have gotten injured and have subsequently quit because of how children in their classroom attacked them. students should not be injuring teachers. Students should not be causing panic attacks day in and day out. That is not normal. This is not a sign
That's
of a
sad.
healthy, good society. It is unacceptable. It is truly insane. And she is far from the only teacher who feels this way, as you probably all know if you've watched the show before, because again, we're tying everything together in this episode. Like, we've covered this. It is an epidemic. In the comment section, one person said, parents don't hold their kids accountable, so how can you as a teacher, you know? And she said, exactly, it's a team effort. Another person said, thank you, I feel like a bad teacher and a bad person when I see people say that they stay for the kids, but the number one reason that I'm burned out and want to leave is because of students and behaviors. Another person said, the way I got cussed out and screamed at by a child for an hour and a half because I told them they couldn't visit the nurse for no reason. Another person said, teacher here, I've had such a difficult last year due to severe behaviors. Parents don't hold kids accountable anymore, nor do they parent. Kids do not know how to act appropriately. And it's not just the teachers calling this out. I mean, look at this headline. Psychologists are already aware. This was from 2021. Kids showing more aggressive behavior, psychologists say. I mean, it is Gen Alpha. These are the children of millennials.
Oh my
millennials
God.
who
I'm sorry. I wouldn't feel bad. Stay for the kids? No. No. I would absolutely not feel bad at all walking out on them, because if they're treating you that way and they just have no control of themselves, like I don't know. I'm sorry, they don't deserve to gain your knowledge. Their parents can teach them at that point. Like, that's gross. That's disgusting behavior. Pretty sure I witnessed my 6th grade teacher getting stabbed. Holy! What the hell? None of this happened when I was in school. Current and future generations, unless things shift in a major way, are also being set up for failure, not only in responsibility, but they'd also likely think a lot of the socially unacceptable for adult and or criminal behavior is normal. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're being set up for failure. Yeah, 100%. No responsibility. You know, and teachers now aren't wanting to, like, teach them, so then they'll fail in education. So, yeah. Of course it's in Australia. As if you guys don't deal with already all the animals that want to, destroy everything. Yeah, managing your anger by shouting at everyone or throwing things, or worse, basically having abuse, rebellion, and chaos normalized. If you're not gonna behave and learn, you do it yourself, and I'm not responsible for your grades. Yep, exactly, Swan. Yep. I would not feel bad at all. You want to learn from me, then you treat me with respect, or you can get the hell out and learn yourself. Criminal behavior, as a lot of times things go unreported. True. Even a lot of the the S crimes. Yep. Yep. People fear gray kangaroos because they're big. They're big? Kangaroos are scary. Big, no one has seen a red roo, though. A red roo, then. Frig my life. I promise I can read, holy shit. Schools pick kids over teachers. Yeah. Yeah. And meanwhile, the teachers are the ones, like, working for you and stuff. Like, if you didn't have the teachers, you wouldn't have anything. Gen Alpha is likely going to be in for a rude awakening in adulthood. Yeah, and that's the sad thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know why everyone all of a sudden has this, whatever she called it in the beginning, the gentle parenting. I don't know where that came from.
champion that gentle parenting, who do not want to trigger their children by saying no, who allow their kids to rule the roost, who are the leaders of victimhood and progressivism in our culture. And I'm sorry, But that style of parenting just doesn't work. It is not sustainable for a healthy,
No.
productive society. And it might sound, sweet and fluffy and empathetic and, child-focused and child-centered. But again, yes, children need to be loved and cared for, but they need structure. They need discipline and guidance. That is your job as a parent to facilitate. Like, otherwise, we end up with kids like Walmart Girl and with adults who are so damn afraid of being canceled or triggering a child that they will not step in. We must change course because this is truly certifiably crazy. Hey guys, Brett here. For more stories and videos just like that, make sure you subscribe to my show. See you next time.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. I could not. I could not. Kind of losing hope on Gen Alpha. Yeah. The parents need to get their shit together with their kids.